Hey y'all, it's your girl LaCrystal. In today's video, I want to talk about the first time I found out I had anxiety. So if you are interested in listening, please stick around. Okay, so I'm gonna just start from the beginning. When I first found out I had anxiety, I was 19 years old. I'm sorry, I was 18 years old, and I was dealing with this guy that I really cared about. I actually think I mentioned him in the last video. I really cared about him, and I took him for granted. I'm human, we do it, some people do it, you know, and I was young, I was dumb. I really did care about him, but yeah, I was just dumb. So when me and him was together, I was actually on birth control. I was on the IUD, and I weighed 140 pounds, and that's the biggest that I ever was in my whole life, and I thought I was fat, but I really wasn't. So when he broke up with me, I had went through this depression, and I didn't understand what was going on. I had dropped down from 140 pounds to 110 or 9 or something like that. It came down gradually, so I didn't look sick, and plus that was like my regular weight anyway. But the fact that it happened from depression, that's what got to me. Like, dang, like depression really can make you lose weight. So I didn't want to be alone. Like, I didn't want to be at my parents' house. I wanted to be with my friends all the time, partying. For some reason, when I was at home, something triggered like anxiety. I didn't know it was anxiety at the time, but something just didn't feel right. Like, my whole body just felt different. Like, my mind, everything just felt different. I thought I was going crazy. And I think one night I went home and I sat in my room, and I sat in the dark, and I was just crying because I felt like everything was just changing. I'm like, what's going on with me? Am I going crazy? Like, I really thought I was going crazy. Because I would start walking and everything felt like distorted, like, you know, not even. The ground didn't feel even. The sun was too bright for me. I couldn't be around bright lights. I couldn't stand being hot because I would get sweaty and I would feel like I'm about to pass out. Like, everything just changed. So one day I was talking to my dad about it, and I was like, something is going on with me and I don't know what it is. Like, I thought I was depressed, but I didn't think that part was depression. I was like, depression don't make you like feel like you're crazy like that. Like, I just felt totally different. So my dad was like, well, let me refer you to my doctor, because, you know, he was seeing a doctor. That was his primary care physician. So I went to go see his doctor. I told his doctor everything that was going on, because it was going on for a while before I finally reached out to my parents, and like, something ain't right with me. So when he told me, he was like, you have anxiety, and it was like a sign of relief. Like, I just felt like a hunch was off my shoulders. I really thought I was going crazy. And I told him, I said, oh my God, I thought I was crazy. And he was like, no, you're not crazy. A lot of people actually have it. Some people have it and don't know. And some people have it more seriously than others. Like, it's, you know, some people can handle it. Because I knew it was such thing as being anxious. Like, you're anxious to do something, anxious to go somewhere, or something made you anxious. But I didn't know it was a disorder. You know, I didn't know there was such thing as anxiety. I didn't know what was going on, because prior to all of that, I would go to Busch Gardens, and right when I'm about to get on a roller coaster, which I love roller coasters, I'll be in line to get on a roller coaster, and all of a sudden I'll have a moment where my body just feels weak, and I feel like I'm gonna just drop to the ground, and it scared me. It was really scary. And to hear the doctor say that I had anxiety, it was such a relief. Like, it was such a relief. So I started taking medication for it. And like I said, I was 19, and to this day I still take the same medication for that. And it's very helpful, but of course I don't want to be on medication for the rest of my life. My doctor told me I wouldn't have to be on medication for the rest of my life, but he also told me recently that I can't just cold turkey get off of it, or I could have a seizure. So yeah, that was kind of hard on me, because I didn't think I would go through something like that. And to this day, if I don't take my medicine, I don't feel right. Like, I can go a day without it, but I'll start having withdrawals. So it's like, it's not fun at all. And just to be clear, some people are really ignorant. They think because you have anxiety, you're crazy. No, you're not crazy. Anxiety stems from being depressed. At least my kind of anxiety stems from being depressed. It's not like the other anxiety, like when you're anxious to do something exciting or something like that. It all relates in some way, but it's also different in ways. So if you have anxiety, don't let anybody tell you that you're crazy, because you're not. They're ignorant. There were times that I couldn't take my medication, like when I was pregnant with my daughter. I couldn't take my medication. So ways that I cope with it was by, you know, I drink plenty of fluids so I wouldn't feel like I was getting hot. I kept myself in the cool area, so because I couldn't stand the heat, I always felt like I was gonna pass out. So I kept myself in the cool area. I did breathing exercises. I did meditation. I would pray. And I would also think about like positive things that make me happy instead of dwelling to negative things. I also seek counseling. It helped for a while, and I stuck it out because you're not really supposed to take anxiety medicine while you're pregnant unless you absolutely have to. Like if I was having a real bad panic attack, I was able to take it, but I felt like I could overcome it. So throughout my whole pregnancy, I didn't take it because I didn't want to harm my daughter. I tried to think of other ways to cope with it. So if you are dealing with anxiety right now, there are other ways to cope with it besides medication if you don't want to take medication. The impact that anxiety had on my life, I feel like I couldn't be myself. You know, I felt like I was turning into this different person, and of course I was thinking that at first I didn't know what was going on, but it really changed me. It really depressed me even more because like I said, I thought I was going crazy, and it made me more irritable, more angry because I didn't know what was going on with me. And to this day I'm still a little irritable. Like if I don't take my medication for it, I'll get really upset really fast. So it's definitely life-changing, but I know one day I won't have to take it. So that's what anxiety. I would have a fear of going to a place that I had an anxiety attack at. Like I had an anxiety attack at my best friend's house. I didn't go to her house for a while after that. I was scared I would go back and have another anxiety attack. I went to the amusement park, like I said earlier, get on the roller coaster. So I didn't go there for years because I was scared I would have another panic attack. But anything is possible. You can get over anxiety. You can deal with it. It's ways to cope with it. People deal with things in different ways. So my way of dealing with it now is by having medication. So that's how I deal with it. So yeah, that's my story about having anxiety, and yes, I still have it to this day. To anybody out there that may have it, don't feel discouraged, don't feel embarrassed. Like we all have our problems, so don't let nobody tell you you're crazy or whatever, because like I said, that's just ignorance. And always find somebody you can talk to about it. If you have something going on, talk to somebody about it. Write things down in a journal or a diary or whatever the case may be. Talk to a counselor. Like, you're not alone, because a lot of people have it and don't even realize it. And I realized I had it, so I had to do something about it. So I hope this story really helps somebody, and I hope that everybody enjoyed this video. If you have any feedback, leave it down in the comment section. And also, y'all already know, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Add me on IG so you won't miss anything that I post. And I shall see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.